Real Animals Fishing Show is presented by Yellowfin Yachts. Hey gang, today Billy and I spending some time at River Palm Cottages here, Jensen Beach, Florida. Our good friend Capt.Mark Nichols, DOA Lures, he's taking us fishing. We're doing a little afternoon fishing, something a little different.
Yeah, we're goofing off.
It's all good.
I caught a fish out here one time. It was right over there, and I think we can catch him again because I let him go.
Remember his name?
Jim.
Jim.
Whatever you guys do, don't touch that dial. It's going to be off the hook.
We're going to catch Jim.
Well, Capt.Mark has been doing really good on a couple of spots he had on the outgoing tide. Today we had incoming water almost all day. So today we got to sleep in a little bit, chill out, do some lunch, and come out for an afternoon bite. Should be absolutely gorgeous. Lots of fish, we got good moving water. So I expect things to be off the hook.
Got a fish on up here.
Yeah, it's just one of those, one of them yellowfish. Hey you, I'm sure that you enjoy playing and I do too, but he goes, it looked good at the time. We've got speckled trout in here, we have sand trout in here, we have croaker in here,
And we have a crawfish in here.
We have snook in here, and we have the ever-present, follow us everywhere no matter where we go, Jacques Crevalier. Good afternoon, sir. How are you today? Beautiful, thank you.
What color are we using, Mark?
Well, I'm using Fiji Chicks. Little chartreuse tail.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It just stands out.
That's
Fish
just
eat it.
sexy, you know?
Yeah, it's just, you know, how could you say no to that?
Exactly.
You know, they're pretty simple, kind of like us.
I
You know,
understand.
ooh, look, pretty wiggly thing.
Exactly. Oh, Mark's got one.
I
Get him, Daddy,
think
go.
That's a trout. I thought it was a jack, but I think it's a trout. You're supposed to be a sand trout right now. You're not supposed to be a speckled trout. What's the deal? Didn't they read my email I sent to them? Our tarpon year was off this year.
It was. We had a good tarpon year this year.
Yeah, really good. It was probably as good a year on Tampa Bay as I remember. And Boca Grande was solid.
Come on, Triz out. Oh, there we go. That's it. That's a trout. There we go. There's our trout.
Nice.
There is our trout. That's a speckle. Nicels.
Yep.
It's a
Speckle.
speckle.
Yeah. Now, one thing, you know, we're real big advocates of conservation and stuff. With these trout, they've got a slime coating on them. You really don't want to touch them unless you absolutely have to. So we got our handy dandy little de-hooker here, and we'll use that as to protect this guy and let him go.
If you get your hands wet, it's much better for them than if your hands are dry.
He's just got it in the roof of his mouth. It looks like, there we go, just like that. And that's how that doohickey works. And
See a lot of people using a rag or a towel to grab them. That's the worst thing you can do.
yeah. But you're right, if you don't have a de-hooker or if you do need to handle it, Mark, you're correct. Get your hands wet.
There's a trout right there. Oh, look at that. Nice trout.
Come here, buddy. I'll show you guys how to use that again. You just put it like that, turn it upside down, give it a bounce, and away he goes.
I really slowed it down on that one and got hit right out here.
I think, you know, it's interesting. I had a couple of folks out here the other day, and I would make my cast and I'd leave my bail open for several seconds for it to get down. They'd cast and, you know, and flip and then start jerking, and they never let their lure get down. And finally I was like, guys, you know, just stop. If that bait's not on the bottom, it's not where it wants to be.
I think it's one of the biggest mistakes people make with artificials.
Very much.
Too fast.
Very much.
You gotta, and sometimes fast works really good.
Well, it's going to work good on ladies and jacks and stuff, but if you want your trout and your snook and your bottom fish and your reds like we talked about before, you know, if red's looking down, you want it kicking up off the bottom, not above them.
There's one.
What you got, Mike?
Another trout, I think. Yep.
Oh yeah, there he is. Man, they are fun fish. And you know, these are great for kids too. You know, that's a good eating fish. And if you want something to eat
They're
that size,
tasty.
you know, the smaller ones to me are better.
Look at that, huh? Nice fish. Really a nice fish. Healthy fishery. Trusty D hooker.
I got you. Nope, I got you. There we go. I got him. No, I got. Yep, got that. Got a Jack Crevalle. That's it, the lesser bridge permit. Mashes jack buttons. There we go. What's that? Really? There's trout over there? How many?
This is the first spot Mark wanted to try. He's got some other stuff up his sleeve. He caught some nice speckled trout, some jacks. We're going to move here in about 5 minutes and go see if we can't pick some other species up on the flat.
Now, what you're calling a sand trout, is that the same thing as what we call a silver or a sugar?
You know, as far as I think, yes.
Okay.
Yes. But yesterday, when Jerry and I got into these, it was after our bite of sand trout had quit.
Right. What time were you here yesterday?
Around the same time.
Okay. Well, you know, we had that front slide through.
Yeah.
And fish-
There's definitely something happening.
Fish
a little different.
fish do have tails. They do move. You know, people say if you went out and you slammed them every day, you wouldn't like it. I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I hate fishing. I like catching. There he goes. Get him, Mickle. Get him, Michelangelo.
Really a slow retrieve. I don't know. Staying down, that's for sure. Jack. Fighting like a jack. Makes sense that he'd be a jack. Dude, I'll tell you what, on light tackle, pound for pound, absolutely outstanding. I wish our Tampa jack fishery was in this good a shape again. I really do. I love catching them. Nothing wrong with those fish all day long. Kids love them. They fight, they got an attitude. God bless them. Love me some jacks. Love me some jacks. No, don't eat them. I know people who say they've eaten them and they say they're okay. Trust me, don't eat them.
Is it a real steady pull?
Yes.
That could be the ribbon fish.
God.
Cut you off. Nope. That was what they do. That was exactly what they do.
That's twice, bro.
That's good.
Come on, come on. Help me, help me, help me. Yes, well, I think I had one on before because, I mean, it just cut that line. We had it on. It was
You'll
that,
think you've got like a flounder.
Yeah, it was that steady pull, and then the line just cut. And it wasn't broke, the knot didn't pull, it was a clean cut. And Mark thinks that's what it was.
Yeah.
Ribbon fish, they're great baits. You'll find them in a lot of places. They'll have them frozen. People use them for kingfish and the sort, but I have never caught one on hook and line, and it would just be so cool because they almost look like a sea serpent.
These are,
you know,
these are enormous right in here too.
I've never seen one alive, so that would be really cool.
I'll get you to hold it. It's one of them where you can grab it by the head and it's tapered from the head straight down.
Right.
So you just start to slide and it'll turn its head around.
And bite you.
Or if you got it good by the head, it'll wrap its body around your arm and that'll kind of freak you out a little.
Oh, that's like a
too.
snake?
Yeah, yeah.
Are they slimy? Are they like an eel, real slimy like that?
No, they're
You
not
don't
as
know, you haven't
slimy. They're
touched
more
him, right?
slick.
Okay, cool.
I have. I've grabbed quite a few of them.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to grab him.
Whenever you guys are out and you're spending time working a dock, like this one, you can tell that, especially on this dock here, every dock's gonna have their own characteristics, but this one here, you can tell that there's a big boat that gets moored up here, which is going to make for a really big depression on this side of the dock. That's where we're catching these fish in. So whenever you come up on a dock and decide you want to fish it, make sure you kind of take a look at the characteristics of the dock. Like I said, as soon as we pulled up here, that jumped right out at me. We got the big pilings, you got the big ropes, there's a big boat that gets moored in here. It's not here, so you're gonna have this big trough to fish right here where that boat normally sits. All this water coming through here on the incoming and outgoing tides makes for that big trough underneath that boat. This dock is out a ways from the land. It's a nice long dock, so you've got deep water there. We've got good moving water. Just a ton of great characteristics on this dock, and that's what you want to look for. The other thing I like is I like old docks. This dock is a newer dock, but it has just great water movement and this trough on it. Whenever I'm looking for a dock that really, jump out at me, it's an old dock, maybe a dock that people can't even walk on anymore. What happens then is the fish congregate on that structure and nobody ever walks on the dock to scare them. So if you ever see some old docks, deep water, moving water, fishy characteristics, but old docks to me are absolutely the best. Always check those old docks.
Come on, fishy fish.
Okay, this is for lizard fish time. It's time for you to catch a lizard fish because we don't have much more time here. We have to go.
There we go, got him. There's a trout. I think it's a jack. Yeah, it's a jack.
It's a jack trout?
It's a jack trout. Jackalophagus. Oh, he took her deep. And you know what? These guys, fish, they're worth a 50-cent gig. So what we'll do is we'll just bite the line on this and let him go, because I don't want to kill him, and we'll just let him go, and that thing will rust out and fall out, and he'll stand a better chance. And we went in there and started ripping his esophagus and all that stuff. And Mark likes it when people do that. Our tip of the week is about a great place to stay when you're going to be in Florida around the Nicholsn Jensen Beach area. It's with our friends at the River Palm Cottages and Fish Camp located on the banks of the Indian River Lagoon.
This place is a vacationers and fishermen's paradise with Key West-style guest quarters scattered among 8 acres of lush tropical setting. They have great amenities like swimming pool, nature walk, boat dock, hammocks in the trees, putting green, children's play area, free Wi-Fi, and they're pet-friendly too.
Our favorite place on the property is an authentic Cheeky hut built by the Seminole Indians. It's a popular site for weddings, receptions, and parties. There's also a beautiful private beach complete with lounge chairs. All you need is your sunscreen.
And just a short drive away, historic Jensen Beach offers all types of vacation fun, from ocean beaches to golf and shopping, you name it.
So when you're ready to relax, unwind, have fun, and fish, paradise awaits you at River Palm Cottages and Fish Camp, a cool place to stay.
Gang, we're taking a break from fishing. We are at DOA World Headquarters. We got toys. You brought us toys here.
Right. It's basically, I've got some single cavity molds that initially what we'll do is I'll build a prototype. Say I'll carve a piece out of wood like such, and then from that we'll get a prototype mold and I'll okay that mold, and then I'll go from there. Usually when I'm building the initial prototypes, I'll send it to a half-dozen different guides, and usually I've used it for a couple months before I even send it off. And then I get their feedback and see where we're going from there. And a lot of times I'll tweak it a little bit more, and then I'll send it back to them and see if we got the okay. And that's the way it goes. Right now I'm working on a weedless topwater. I've been doing real well with it, both fresh and salt.
Salt yesterday.
And I'm from Texas, and if you're from Texas, you throw bait casters a lot.
Right.
I want something that I can throw with my bait caster real well. So all of my lure development is all from evolution of what I want for myself. Right. When I go out, I go, man, I've been wanting a topwater for years, and I need to make one, but I wanted to keep it soft, which always gives me challenges. I won't be able to make the noise of a rigid bait because this plastic absorbs sound. So I make up for it by.
So even if you put a, they sell.
I can put a rattle in it. It still just absorbs the sound.
Not too good, yeah. Okay.
It won't vibrate or.
Right. I mean, a walking bait has been working well forever anyway. Mine will have a worm hook in it, and it's soft enough and very crushable so that I'll get my hookup percentage. The way a trout strikes with a weedless lure, I can't catch them.
Right.
If I dangle a single treble off of the
Right.
base of the worm hook, then I catch them no
golden.
problem. I
Exactly.
can hook them. And I like just a single treble hook is still a fish-friendly and human-friendly bait to deal with when you got the fish up.
Yeah, I've got
You know,
scars. Yeah, I got
Everybody does.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm looking for something that's, you know, very effective to catch a fish, fun to fish with, but also easy to deal with from our point of view, from the fish's point of view as well. Because the bottom line is, I think we fished yesterday. We caught, how many fish did we catch yesterday? 80 or
A bunch.
a bunch. And we didn't kill a fish.
No.
Right. Now there's 50 colors, right?
You know, total colors, we've got over 100. We've got probably close to 50 colors in the shrimp.
Okay.
Then we've got maybe 20 or 30 colors in some of our cow baits. And then we've got different, you know, our bait busters, you know, have different colors. And so I think Chris had done a total of 109 last count, you know, in
Nice.
colors and varieties.
How do you, I mean, let's talk about colors a little bit. How do you come up with colors?
Anytime I can get contrast. One of my favorite colors in the summertime is glow. One of my favorite colors in the wintertime is what you alluded to a minute ago, gold glitter.
Right.
I came out with a gold glitter over glow, and it's been one of our most
That's gotta be
successful
sick.
colors. It's
Yeah.
an excellent color. It's a good year-round color. So some of them I develop because I go, you know, there's a need for that, or there's,
Well,
you
let
know,
me
that's
ask you
got a
this. Why
niche.
the glow in the summer and why the glitter in the fall?
It seems like
Is that the color the shrimp are naturally, you think?
the fish
or-
tell me. The fish tell me.
Oh, okay.
I'm out fishing and they eat this color, and I go, okay.
Mark Nichols is the fish
Yeah,
whisperer.
I put a lab coat on and I go out there and ask them.
There you go.
But I
Right.
go with what they're
What's
eating.
research and development?
I can guess all day long, and I could BS all kinds of real good answers for
Right.
you. But bottom line is, I go out there and they're eating it, and so that's what I'm throwing.
DOA Lures, DOALures.com. Check them out, your local tackle stores on the web. Mark, again, thanks for having us. And
You guys are
let's
great.
go back out and do
Always.
some fishing, huh?
Yeah.
Closed captioning brought to you by Gator Ford.
We're on the move. Made a little run, probably a mile and a half or so. Gonna work this flat again. And now the tide's going out. So we're gonna try and work some of these bars and see if we can't pick up some trout, maybe a pompano. This is a great area over here for pompano. Some of the best pompano fishing Billy and I have done has been over here with Mark Nichols.
When I go out, I'll tell people, you know, I'll say, I learn something every time I go out. I may learn where not to go tomorrow.
Right.
You know? It's still pretty shallow. You can still see this bar, and the bar kind of peters out right in here. We'll be able to float over it about where that first float is.
This is called How to Screw Your Partner 101. Mike was about to catch a fish, so I took it and got the line, got smooth like that, and tied him up so he missed one. And then you immediately apologize so they think it was an accident. They never know the difference.
Fish to the right of that right pelican. Something came
I
up
saw the
after.
aftermath of it.
Maybe it's a porpoise.
Oh, came back and hit it again.
You know, Jack followed us.
Might have been either that or this is a blue. A brew brew? Fighting like a blue. I think it's a blue. It's a jack. There might be a jack or two over here.
You know, there's a couple jacks over here.
Jacks are better to open, right?
Yeah. Yes! Look at that cast. How could that not catch a fish?
Martin, let me ask you this. What inspired you to start a lure company? What made you decide, you know, I want to make a fishing lure?
Truly just a dream. Just love to fish. And you know, my dad owned a shrimp boat in Galveston, Texas, and I shrimped with him a lot.
Right.
And I always wanted to make a plastic shrimp. You know, it's funny that, you know, commercial guys can say all they want, but at the age of 18, I realized that dragging a shrimp net in an estuary system is really stupid. You know,
Right.
to kill all of the flounder, and all of the croaker and lots of trout so you can catch a shrimp. Just, you know, to me it didn't make sense. And I always said, make a plastic one. So that's what I did. And when I get real ones, I eat them.
There you go.
Because they taste good. And I like eating shrimp. And why would you waste a shrimp? Why would you waste a shrimp on a fish? Just get off of this bar. I don't need to get stuck here. At least not at this time of day. I'll get the trolling motor. Yeah.
Guys, hope you enjoyed this week's episode as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. I'd like to give a special thanks to my good friend, the madman of Stewart. That's you. That's
you guys
you.
are great.
Yeah, checks in the mail, brother.
Mark Nichols, absolutely a pleasure. Tons and tons of fish over here. Fishing's outstanding.
Fishing with friends.
It's all good. All good stuff. For more,
thought I was going to say something bad, didn't you?
I didn't know. For more great fishing info, log on to realanimalsfishingteam.com. If you want to book a trip over here, Jensen Beach, Stewart, 866 Game Fish is the number you need to call. We got a bunch of guys we can hook you up with over here. Remember, somebody screwed up. Put Billy and I and the Real Animals on Facebook. And until next week,
Do yourself a favor and take a kid fishing. What's that? Really? There's trout over there? How many? Mike's like, you're about the dumbest guy I've ever met in my life.